Hello, B'nai Aviv. It's hard to believe that it was only 5 short weeks ago that my family and I made our first visit to Weston. The experience was a whirlwind of handshakes, short conversations, and just when I felt a connection beginning with one of you, it was time for the next thing on the itinerary. I remember sitting on the plane with my wife Angie, about to go home, each turning to each other and saying almost simultaneously, "I wish we had more time." And it's with tremendous sense of humility and gratitude that I can now turn to all of you and to my wife and say we will now have more time. For me to properly convey my sense of excitement about joining the B'nai Aviv family, I have to share with you a bit about the interview process from where I'm sitting. When I began this process back in December, I was anxious, unsure about what lay ahead, and one of my mentors reminded me of a story from the Mishnah that I now feel compelled to share with all of you. The story is about the great sage Yochanan ben Zakkai, who after the temple in Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 CE, he tried to resurrect Judaism by creating the first house of study. After several years, 5 of his best students, they were prepared to shift from student to teacher to become rabbis of their own communities. But before his students set out, Yochanan ben Zakkai sat them down for one final test. And he could see that they were nervous and anxious. And after all, like me, they were preparing to leave everything that was familiar to them. And the great Yochanan ben Zakkai, he looked at his students and he asked them the following. After you walk out these doors, how will you know where to go? How will you know which road to take? How will you know where to settle? And the first student answered, Ayin Tov, a good eye. In order to know which road to take, I have to have the ability to discern right from wrong, good from bad, and with a good eye, I will find the right place to settle. The second student answered, Chaver Tov, a good friend. Whichever road I take, he said, it will be important to settle in a place where I'll be able to find a good friend. And then the third answered, Shachen Tov, a good neighbor. I must settle in a place where the people around me will be caring, watchful. And the fourth student answered, Haroet Anolad, foresight. I have to go to a place with a vision for its future. But then the fifth student said, Lev Tov, a good heart. I have to settle in a place, not where just the people, but the place itself has a good heart. And Yochanan ben Zakkai, he looked at all his students and he said, the last opinion is correct, for all your opinions are included within it. When trying to find the right path, the right place to go, always look for a good heart. And so when I ventured out, I too looked for a good heart, reminding myself that a synagogue is a people. It's not a building or an institution. It is relationships between one person and the next. And that's what I found at B'nai Aviv. And I'm grateful to each and every one of you for allowing me to become your rabbi. I look forward to seeing you all very soon.